Okay, everyone. To continue our discussion, this is chapter 5, part 2. So we'll be talking about leadership. So what is leadership kaya? So let's continue. So this is our lesson roadmap for today. So we'll have the objectives, the nature of leadership and influence, and the five approaches to leadership. So pardon if we can hear any background noise from, yeah. So medyo gamay rin siya nga topic, so let's continue to discuss this one. So again, pardon for the background noise. The objective to attend to be able to know what is the nature of leadership. So how do you wield influence? How will you be a leader? So what are the traits or approaches in leadership, behavioral approaches in leadership, the contingency approaches, and also the full range approaches in leadership. And also what are the full additional perspectives that you need to know. Okay, as a as a leader, what are the things na hindi mo mabaluan? So let's continue. So before I start this lecture, let's read this quote. So the quote goes, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So this is a very good. So again, a leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. So a leader will always be the light, okay, especially Marshall or lighthouse in which guide siya ninyo to the shore. For example, there is a storm and your boat is kanang bitawag covered in fog. So di ka kabalo ang dalan because nipit tayo and grabe ka ulan. Stormy man kayo. So a leader always shines the light or the path for you to follow to go. So he kabalo siya sa way. That person also leads the way to the goal and shows or guides you to the goal. So that is the true meaning of being leader. So what is the nature of leadership? So what is leadership? Ano hindi natin siya um, i-studyhan? Because we as managers we need to lead our people, our subordinates. So leadership is the ability to influence employees to voluntarily pursue organizational growth. So it means you are going to guide them, really sila i-force to follow the goal. Okay, you are a leader if you are influencing them to follow the right path, the right way in order to reach the goal of your company. So we have managers and leaders. So management is about coping with complexity. So leadership is about coping with change. So that is the difference between leaders and managers. So again, management is more on how complicated it is. Let's say for example, gubot kayong process para ma-clear ang processes, ma-clear ang mga utang sa imong company, you need to organize, you need to manage everything. All the resources should be effective and efficient. Okay, put in the right places at the right time. Well, for leadership, it is coping with change. You need to adjust to certain situations, especially if it is for the betterment of the organization, the company, yourself. So that is the difference between managing and leadership. Managing again is more on kana bitong ihanay ang mga complicated na things, while leadership is more on how you adapt, how you strategize when it comes to changes. Change, okay? Next would be okay here. So being a manager, you need to cope with complexity. So what needs to be done is planning and budgeting. So again, in order for you to really ihanay yung resources, ihanay tanan para ma-reach ang goal. You need to plan, you need to budget everything, especially all the limited resources you have. So creating arrangement of people that uh, that are accomplishing a certain agenda. Okay, planning and budgeting. Well, you need to create arrangement for people, especially when it comes to accomplishing a certain agenda. So that is through organizing and stuffing, while ensuring people do their jobs is more on like controlling and problem. In order for you to really know, monitor, Nagatrabaho gid sila, all you need to do is to control. Control ilahang, let's say for example, ilang scope sa ilang job, controlling through setting policies, mechanics or yeah, policies, programs we need nila i-follow. At the same time, help them solve problems. So that is being a manager. Right? Imong gihantay tanang processes clear, and all you need to manage is how to really attain the goal through the most efficient and sufficient way. So efficient and effective way. So first one, planning and budgeting. So what needs to be done, organizing and staffing, putting people in the right place, and controlling and problem solving in order for people to do their job. Well, being a leader, you need to cope with change itself. So what needs to be done? Setting a direction. So first, you need to set a direction. Something needed. So how can you create arrangement of people to accomplish the end? You need to align people, put them in the right places, and at the same time, in order to ensure that people do their job, you need to motivate them. So more on change. Let's say for example, sa company, okay, sa company kailangan po may bagong program set or process na i-establish. So with that, ikaw as a manager, at the same as a manager, you need to be a leader. You need to set an example sa pag-una yung mga process. So ikaw mag-una-una. So you set a direction, okay, mao niya itong hinuon in order to let's say for example, from traditional na process, inyo i-change kanang highly computerized na mga process. So ikaw as a manager, ikaw nag-set of example para sa computer when it comes to encoding data. So with that, imong set ang direction. Okay, ing aniun din siya o ang paggamit sa computer, ing aniun siya pag-send sa file o pag-set sa file sa flash drive. So we set a clear direction, a path for them to follow. Next is you allow people, whether for them to accomplish the goal, the agenda or task in set. To put them in the right places. And next is motivate them. So in order for you to really gonna finish the task or the goal. So motivate them, inspire them to the journey to coping with change, task organization, in order to reach your goal for the energy set. So that is the nature of being a manager and a leader. So we have five sources of power. So power has many forms. So first we have what we call authority. So it is the right to perform or command. Authority is given to you based on your position, the company. So the higher your position, the higher your authority. So if you have authority, by right mo magsugo, mag-command sa people na i-follow mo ang hinuon. So we have power. So what is power? What does power mean? So it is the extent to which a person is able to influence others so they respond to orders. So to how much, as to what degree they rather you influence people. So that is your, so we have five sources. So ako niligugid mo ang mga powers later. We'll be talking about that. So for power, dili siya kasi power ko. So this is more like your authority, okay, your power to lead, to command others, to influence. So we have personalized power and socialized power. Power that is directive oneself is personalized power. So more on you have the power to control your destiny, the power of your mind, your mind, giving control. So that is the personalized power. So socialized power is more like the power, my power directive is moving. This is where you'll be using your power, your authority, your position, in order to lend hand, in order to um, help other people, okay, in your team, your subordinates, and so on and so forth. So that is the two types of power: power within yourself and power to help others. So next would be the sources of power. First, we have legitimate power, reward power, coercive power, expert power, and referent power. What are these five sources of power? So first is we have legitimate power. Okay, it talks about influencing behavior because of one's formal position. So more on a power na gihatod sa based on your position. So which all managers have, it is the power that results from managers' formal positions within the group in the organization. With, with your position, it comes with power. So with responsibility comes great power. So, anak na siyang hitabo. So, the higher you are in the hierarchy, the higher you are in the level of management, the higher is your power, your authority over other people, to command them, to influence them. So, that is legitimate power that is given to you by the company itself. So, legit, na yun na sa paper, gibutang yun na dito nga, na kay power hire at the to, um, to hire and fire anytime, anywhere, based on your position. So that is given to you by the organization, company that you're in. So how about reward power? So reward power is influencing behavior by prompting reward. So nado kay power is kabalo ka manghatag. So manghatag og mga rewards, incentive, compensation, gifts, and so on and so forth. So all managers have this power by rewarding their subordinates. So indeed, let's say for example, company businesses, they tend to give rewards in form of compensation, commission, bonus, ito pa mga rewards. Probably mga gift certificate, mga appliances, and so on and so forth. So anything, whether tangible or finance or monetary rewards hatag dito. So depending on the executive you have. Again, most of the people in the higher position can give higher food na incentive or reward. So it's always depends. So that is another source of power. So next would be coercive power. What is coercive power? It's influencing behavior by threatening or giving punishment. It's threatening or giving punishment. That is coercive power. You tend to be an autocratic type of leader. Autocratic in which threat ka, manghadlo ka sa inyo, mga subordinates para ikaw. So all managers have this power. So this results from managers' ability to punish those subordinates. So coercive power is more like using your um, power in order to get or be and for them to follow your orders, to give punishment instead of reward. So that will never be given. Example, okay, um, kung dili ninyo ma-reach ang quota karon nga day nga adlaw wala ni ulit dapat mabalance ta ng gusto ang mga sabihan sa bangko sa mga teller dili na sila ipauli kung dili nila mabalance ang report ang cash na ilang receive o ang ilang state na report o dadto sa paper part of ilang report 7 to 10 PM sila magawa sa mga. So, dili, ay example na siya for coercive power. So, ang punishment is that ikaw na dili ibigay sa balance. So, if dali ka naka-balance let's say for example, paper and receipt, in one receive mo money o sa resibo, then mas dali. As long as honest, wala ka sa again, you are going to use threat. Another example is that kung dili mo magtrabaho karon sa mo'y so, sweldo. Okay, dili ta mo sweldoan kung di mo magtrabaho karon. So, mapugos ang mga trabahante, mag-work. Kasi pang kapoy. So how about expert power? So expert power is implementing behavior because of one's expertise. So based on your power. So expert power is power that results from one specialized information or expertise. Example, sa mga doctors. So, ang doctors can do their own power. Like for example, nag-discuss sa gynae, check example na, you're a nurse, so, ang mahitabo, dagko dito sa bigay ni mga yuog kanang consultation, mayo ka og advice dili ka mga mga adult ato mga surgeon na surgeon man, ay surgery man ilang kuan major, ay ilang expert ka. Tudad-tugid sa people nga kuan, expert sila ang mga skill. So that's why sa ila gyud ka ma-follow, mo kuan sila advice mo daw. They have the power to give advices at the same time warn you with regards to solutions and so on and so forth. So another example, nag-hire mo og kanang marketing specialist. Okay, si marketing specialist is mao na ang iyang studyhan gyud og ayo mo na iyang master, mao na ang iyang um mo na iyang master degree, okay, major gyud sa marketing. So ang iya yung expertise is how to market, to widen your market in the market and sales in the let's say in your locality in your business. So what happens is that mangayo pa sa advice, then mangayo na siya og fees because you are because that person has expert power. He can that person can demand, okay, can demand money from you, especially if you take advice. So sometimes we call that honorarium or ilang talent fee. So he's expert power. So again, sa ila ka maminaw because they are specialized from certain nga area. Needed din mo advice, especially when it comes to decision making. So how about referent power? So it is influencing behavior, one's personality. So referent power is power that is a power driving from one's personal attraction. So reference it is aware of the ability, charisma, and leadership, not only personal attraction, yes, by the socialize with other people. So that's reference power, not on your charisma, more on your ability to really see, to influence the based on your personality itself, your behavior, that is the five sources of power. Again, legitimate. So gigan sa position. And with that position comes great power. So religion gives based on faith. While reward power is the power give, to give money, to give rewards, and learning, not com- um, compensation. So this and mga people. Next would be coercive power using threat, expert power using your expertise on certain topics, and referent power based on your inherent trait, ability, numeric natural from a leader, your charismatic, so on and so forth. So that is the five sources of. So how about leadership and influence? So what does that mean? So influence is the ability to get others to follow your vision. So the more you influence others, the more you learn to understand the ability to really um be a leader given na natuuman sila sa ako. They really have confidence and trust in me as a person. So probably um, I have the ability to be a good leader. You can do that problem. Okay, hopefully, as a leader, you presenting in a positive way. Probably, you tend to be an optimistic person, and the people around you are also optimistic. We have 9 general tactics for trying to influence others. So, lahat ay mga abilities or tactics na pwede ninyo magamit in order to influence others. So, we have rational persuasion, courageous appeal, consultation, integrating tactics, personal appeal, exchange tactics, coalition tactics, pressure tactics, and legitimation. So, what are these 9 tactics na pwede ka mag-influence to others? So, let's try to know and hopefully yun yung kaya ko po. So first one, we have rational persuasion. So trying to convince someone by using reason, logic, or facts. Rational persuasion. Simulan niya once pinapasabot. And so, naman si process na pinapollow. Dapat mag-follow ka sa process. Pag nakay-complaint, mag-write ka og letter. So the letter would go to I would be addressed to the advice to the manager o sa person nga nakay-complain. So after ka naka-write og letter, imo siyang papirma sa inyong leader, certain leader, imo na ipasa din ni leader sa unang manager, sa manager sa general manager. So more on you try to convince example, kato. Ipapalo na siyang process. Another example, rational persuasion. Using research. What if mahit a person ng ingon siya na, the earth is flat. So imo siyang gaan og mga facts. Okay. The earth is not flat based on this fact or research. Okay, as you can see, the world is a globe. It is a circle. So dili flat. Okay. Rational persuasion. Giving or um putting someone, ay convincing someone through facts, okay, legit ng mga information. That's rational persuasion. Next would be inspirational appeal. So trying to build enthusiasm or confidence by appealing to others' emotions and ideas or values. So more on you are going to build enthusiasm or confidence sa people. Say for example, hala, sada lagi ko yung color sa inyo. You should wear more room, you feel and look young too. Mas happy ka tanong if yung sumina is yellow. So it's party or example, ano ko dali imong haircut. Bagay lagi sa unyo. You should do that haircut mo kasi. Or put your hair in a ponytail. And then limpyo maghanay imong buntot. So that is an example for inspirational skills. More on building hair. So next would be consultation. So getting others to participate in a decision or a change. So consultation happens when you want to change something. You want to rabbit change a certain trait, certain behavior habit, a certain action, and so forth. So you tend to consult. Okay, let's say for example, di ba gusto mo pag-start one? So what will you do? So dapat try mag-study good stuff. Then I try to focus, try to manage your time. Prioritize. Set your priorities straight. Say for example, priority na ko pinaka una sa ako ang calendar. So the deadline. So nauna man ang kuan ABM21, so need ko magpasa ani asap before the other na mga subject. So that is consultation, getting others to participate in the decision. Well, for integrating, what integrating? Okay, in a minute. Okay, ingratiating tactics. We have this word here. Ingratiating means you are going to act humble or friendly or making someone feel good or feel important before making a request. More on you try to bitaw, you try to be friendly with others, make them be indebted to you because you want to ask for a certain request AI. So more on getting someone to make a favor to you. So that is another influencing tactic for you to use integrating tactic. So you tend to ask for favor. Okay. Pwede ba ko mag-ay? You tend to, again, act friendly. You tend to make them feel good. Important na, wala, ganun kay ko sa imo ay kay maayo kay ka mag-lettering. Ay kay ka calligraphy. Diba? Kada kay ka mag-calligraphy, bro. Ibog kay ka sa imo agi. Pwede po ko nimo himuan. Diba? Imo din gi, naghimo din ka og request. Imo siya ganahan na tayo. Right? Request ayun. Which is magpa-choreography po dahil ka sa imong name siguro. Notebook, sa imong anything. So that is an example for ingratiating tactics, ingratiating tactics. So, ikaw na magsa. Ingratiating tactics. So more on again, in order for you to make a favor, you tend to kanang paganahan pa imong friend, imong katong person na day kay request na kailangan. Example po, another one. Oh, kani yung income hala pag wala yung mama or mortgage yung 1,000, o di ba? Kana pa lang daan nga term, kapalo na kay na imo ring kung gipaganahan ba kay kayo day ka og alagan siguro. May day ka og 1,000. That is another irritating tactic. Ingratiating tactic. Well, next would be personal appeal. So this refers to friendship and loyalty between a request. Nagtuan ka, nagtuan ka ka ng utang na loob. So you tend to do requests based on depend lang. So personal appeal. So, friendship and loyalty, di ba? Friendship man ka, di ba? BFF man ka sin. Di ba, murag, ako mag-YouTube check sa mo attendance, absent ka. Pwede ko mag-request. Pwede ikaw na mag-request. Right? Absent for only two. So, that is a personal appeal. Another example is, nakita sa imong kuan, coworker. Pwede ko nimo ang sabaw mo. Pwede ko mag-kuan my favor or kuan help sa imo ha. Kay BFF ta. Di tabang pag dati ka sa una. Imong utang na loob ka. So, di ka maraming mani. So, nag-request na siya nga pwede nimo ni himuon kani akong task kay namugod ko ilain nga atin mo nimo ko i-finish. BFF bitaw ta o ako pud bitaw naghimo ato sa imo nga sa una. So that is more on personal nga appeal. Hangyo-hangyo. Utang na loob. So next would be exchange tactics. So reminding someone of past favors or offering to trade favors. Oh, diri dito utang na loob. I know. Sakto tong utang na loob diri. This is more like a favor. Or let's say for example, sige, um, let's say for example, okay, dalanti ka og baki para sa tuang laboratory ugma. Dalipod ko og cockroach para sa next week na laboratory ha. Kaya naman ay kay gidatan mo ka last week. Ikaw na pud karon na this week. Or something like that. So exchange tactics. You tend to remind someone of past favor na inuhin mo kay mag-trade mo favor. Another example. Sige, libre mong tika karon og milk tea. Sunod na pud ha ako na pud libre. So that is exchange tactic. Next would be coalition. Coalition tactics to getting others to support your efforts to persuade. Coalition means you're nagtawag mga um, supporters po ninyo para again to persuade someone. Kasi for example, kamo, magbarkada. Okay. Ay, dili di. Example. Gusto ninyo nga i-ubanon sa mga classmates niya isa. Okay, okay. Gusto niyo sa ubanon sa inyong outing, hindi mo man ang hit sa inyo. Ang nahitabo, kamo mo barkadaan, ni duos iyang mom. So with that, inyong gi-influence ni mother nga substan ini iyang anak ng uban. So that is solution tactic. So kamo tanan mga barkada ni at sa balay. Kasi pwede na maubanon sa tuwan kay mag kami ba outing. Ay sa bala ka kay kami man mo batay sa iya. So iuli ra po after pila ka days, let's say, naglaak. So pagkaugma din sa kay iyan namin. That is an example for position sense. Getting others to support your effort by persuading, um, getting others in order to support you, in order to persuade you. Which is the next would be pressure tactics, so using demand, threats, or intimidation to gain compliance. So more on pressuring them, mag-demand ka, mag-threat ka, mag-intimidate. Say for example, nga kuan more kag bully. Sometimes use man bully in a bad way. So you tend to be a bully. Say for example, kay subordinate man ti ka, dapat ikaw maghimo ani nga report. Hindi ka maghimo ani nga report kay kuan. Isumbong ti ka kay boss. Kay part ba ni sa tuong job kay group. Dapat nido sa mag dapat imo mahimo as soon as possible. I-report something like that. More on you tend to bully and using threats, intimidation, in order for them to comply sa inyong request. What can I choose? Kung yung follow sa inyong nabulot. So that is pressure tactic. You are putting pressure on their back. So ninth would be legitimating tactic. So basing a request on one's authority or right, organization feels authority or express or implied support from the superior. So you tend to use your authority over that person. So, probably, okay, Miss A, okay, palihog ko og announce sa tanan nga ani mahitabo na tay meeting. So, you are going to use legitimating tactics. So, patukod imong assistant nito, okay? A superior ng ganin. Naman ka sa higher na position. You are using your authority para mo comply sila follow. So, that is how you some these are the 9 general tactics to influence. Again, you can do rational persuasion, persuade them using facts. Next would be encouraging appeal, persuade them by building their confidence. consultation in order to change something, you tend to um console them. Okay, console sila sa iyong feelings and give out things in order to change. Next would be in grading tactics. You tend to um kana bitaw pagganahan ikaw mo pa-friendly ka pa kay request sa FCFT daw ka feeling close para make a request. Next would be personal appeals based on utang na loob or personal siguro nga uh, relationship. Okay. Especially if friendship mo, if na ba, so dapat try you got my back. Something like that. Next would be exchange tactics. So favor is you just giba gibawi gibalik gibawi gibalik ka naman ang favor na ito. You tend to remind that someone of your past faith. Example is kapag di ka ay ako sa mga libre karon ikaw na pud ka. Next would be coalition tactics. You tend to gain supporters. You need a support system para maka-influence sa isa ka person. So, nandamay ka. Next would be pressure tactics. You tend to put pressure on that person by threatening them, intimidating them in order to comply to a certain minimum request. Okay, so lastly, we have legitimating tactics, more on using your authority, your power, your position in order to threat. Okay, to threat, or to make people comply to your request in order to influence them. So that is the 9 general tactics to influence people. You may use this one, okay? Hopefully, dili lang po ninyo iabusahan. So in a good way, a manager. The next would be the 5 approaches to leadership. What are the 5 approaches though to leadership na need na to mapam? So we have the first one, the trait approaches. So this is by Cozes and Posner's 5 traits. So I guess I'll continue this one. Kapit naman to. So pila na lang ka slide. Okay, last slide. So the trait approach. Okay, the first one, trait approaches. So this is founded by Cozes and Posner's 5 traits. That is being honest, competent, forward-looking, inspiring, and intelligent. So number one, based on the again trait approach. So we have Mr. Causes and Posner's 5 traits. So if you are a manager, you need to be honest, you need to be competent, forward-looking. You are going to be a visionary, inspiring, and intelligent. But and also based by veracity. So you have the ability to career any execute career anyway in any way. So team orientation, multiple experience. So you tend to execute anything na mahimo po mo. You tend to have a very good career. You have team orientation, very good with team building and multiple experience. Next would be Golem's emotional intelligence. So you have self-awareness, self-management, self-awareness, self-relationship management. These are the things we need to be considered under trait approaches. So we have many studies regarding trait or on what are the approach to being a leader. What are the traits of a man? So we have at least 3 here called the Posner, Brossily, and Goldman. Goldman, emotional intelligence. So we also have judges and colleagues. So they have two meta-analysis to the importance of extroversion, conscientiousness, and openness, importance of personality over intelligence. So based on judge and studies, so more of that being extroverted, open-minded, and your personality and your intelligence. Next would be gender studies. So more on motivating others, fostering communication, producing high quality work, and so on and so forth. So by these mga researchers. So probably based on these nga mga research na kay traits na need mo mag-gain a leader. So whether it is by judge and colleague, by graphically, by quizzes, and so on. Well, for behavioral approach, we have at least We have at least three. So these research are by Michigan model, the Ohio State model, and Blake and Newton managerial grid, leadership grid. So for behavioral approach, it means you have at least leadership style, whether it is job-centered or employee-centered by Michigan model. So that means imuha daw kuan siguro imong style kay focus sa task rather than the people. Or probably focus ka is under this study by the Michigan model. Well, for the Ohio State model, napunta yung kada i-mention sa mga nakita, we have creating structure behavior and consideration behavior. So this study also talks about behavioral approaches to leadership. Actually, these mga studies will be discussed in your further na major, which is HB. So, na po ni ang mga topics. So don't worry, this is just a kind of introductory with regarding to approaches to leadership. So trait approach, behavioral approach. Next would be Blake and Newton's managerial leadership grid. So this has the concern for production and concern for people. So as to one, what is your focus? Are you more focused on production than the people that that you have, or more on concern for people than production? So same siya actually kay Michigan Mother, but more on the production responsibility and the people and behavioral approach. So we have at least three studies under behavioral approach. Well, for contingency approaches or what we call mga backup approach, you may use anytime, anywhere. We also have three. So we have Fiedler's contingency model. So this talks about a task-oriented style and relationship-oriented style. Also, it has three dimensions of control: the leader member, task structure, and position power. So this model is a contingency approach. So whether task-oriented ba imong company or relationship-oriented. Actually, interrelated na ni sila nga mga approaches kay when it comes to contingency approach, you may use this one. Or more siya og gi-upgrade lang nga version sa behavioral o sa trait approach. Well, we have house path goal, houses path goal. So these clarify paths for subordinate to and employees, environmental factors, affect leadership behavior. So more on the goal of the subordinate at the same time, these characteristics when it comes to reaching a certain goal. And also in consideration with factors that might affect goal or that decision making. That is for Mr. House, past goal leadership model. Well, we also have Hershey and Blanford situational leadership model. So this is where you need there is adjusting leadership style to employee readiness. So more on you tend to adjust your style based on your employee, based on the situation. So that's why contingency approach. We may use one leadership style to another. So we have at least three under contingency approach. Well, for full, la- full range approach, we have transactional leadership to clarify employee roles and tasks and provide rewards and punishment. So um, more on transactional na leadership. You need to clarify yung role and tasks at yung own. At the same time, in every action they do, it has a corresponding consequence or a corresponding result. So next would be transformational leadership. So it transforms employees to pursue organization goals over self-interest, using inspirational motivation, idealized influence, individualized consideration, and intellect stimulation. Transformation leadership is like imuha silang um control, control fully, control na fully to really realize. No, yun siya ang goal. Through motivating them, through always leading them to the right path sa inyong goal sa company. Also, kana bitong i-transform gid ka to the point na kabalo na gid they are very committed to the company itself. So in a positive way po ng transformation, like they'll realize na into they recognize ang kanilang company, what it is for, what is its purpose itself. That is for transformation leaders. So for full range approach, these are very applicable anywhere, anytime sa in all systems of the organization or being a leader. So we have five additional perspectives. So we have at least five papud na perspectives that we need to know. So there is the five of leadership. First, we have shared leadership. So what is shared leadership? It is the mutual influence process in which people share responsibility in leading, okay? In leading for your mga subordinates. This is where you share your responsibility. Example, kung you are the leader, naka-assistant leader. So kung wala ka, pwede si assistant leader mo step in sa inyong position and mo padayon sa inyong mga process, mga activity para dili sa oras, dili ko sila depende sa inyo. Or if mawala na po si assistant leader mo, pwede lain nyo, pwede i-appoint. So that is shared leadership. Well, we have Greenleaf's urban leadership model. So providing service to others and oneself. So you tend to be more of a servant. You tend to follow. Okay, you tend to give to others. So you provide service to others. Like we have this type of leaders. Labi na po itong leaders bitang mga work in charity. Grabe sila ka kuan. Grabe sila ka mga volunteer to the point na di na sila mga yung next would be loyalty. So Richard's six principles. So these preach what one's practices: pay, win-win, be picky, keep it simple, reward, right result, listen hard, and talk. So in short, loyalty is again potential sa typo. So in short, loyalty means okay when you have a kind of a good in a performance, you will be rewarded. So the more you do good, the more loyal you are for the company, follow rules and regulations, be diligent, or be present with your practices, with your um work or your task. That means you will be rewarded based on your loyalty. So if possible, keep it simple and listen very well. Talk straight to your company that you are in. Be honest, especially if nakay mga need i-clarify. So, Collins level 5 leadership. So leaders with humility plus fearless, we need to set plus four other capabilities. We have at least level 5 in leadership. So humility plus na your fearlessness and ability or willingness to succeed and all other capabilities na need mo i-consider when it comes to being a leader. So daghan kang i-add ani nga formula para again you are going to be an effective na leader under Collins level 5 leadership. Well, for e-leadership, we are going to use information technology for one-to-one, one-to-many, and different group and collective media. So, internet na so internet. More may to siya. Yeah, it's through the internet na leadership in which you will be using technology for way to communicate with one person through PM, to group chat, through emails, and yeah, video calls, and so on and so forth. Or Google Meetings on the one or between many group meetings. So that's it for the five approaches to leadership. So don't worry, okay, because we won't be tackling much of this. Hopefully, because medyo pante siya, complicated. So just the basic approaches. You're immediate introduce. We have trait approaches. Lima, we have behavioral approaches. Tulu, we have contingency approach, also Tulu. Well, for full range approach, we have at least duha. And lastly, we have additional perspective. We have at least five. Okay, that's it. So I'll be ending up this lecture with this quote: leadership is the capacity to translate vision into reality. So that is its capacity to. That's why we need leadership to put our goals into reality. You have, yes, that's it. If you have any questions or clarifications, please feel free to message me. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.